Good morning. Today is Hoshana Rabbah, and we have the rather bizarre custom of smacking the Aravos on the floor. This goes back already to the times of the Gemara, which talks about it from the times of the Beis HaMikdash, that there was an element to this which was Halacha l'Moshe Sinai. And after the Chorban, even though they made the taking of the Lulav, a Zeichel HaMikdash, a commemoration of what they did on the Beis HaMikdash all 7 days, they differentiated Chazal by Arava to only enact it on the last day, on Hoshana Rabbah, because whereas Lulav is specific psukim in the Torah, even though the taking of the Aravos also has source in Halacha l'Moshe Sinai, it had no, what the Gemara refers to as no Iker min HaTorah, and doesn't have any psukim itself in the Torah, and therefore they established it only on the last day. Now there's a machlokes in the Gemara as to whether it is a minog neviim or yesod neviim, which Rashi explains the difference being. Yesod neviim would mean that the neviim of Chagai, Zechariah, Malachi formalize it into a takana for all generations, whereas a minog neviim would just suggest that that's what they did, and they led their generation in that, and it became a minog, but they didn't formalize it into any takana. The nafka mina, the practical difference, where the Rashi points out, would be whether or not one has to make a bracha. If it was formalized as a takana, it would require a bracha, but if it was a minog, it may not. In which the Rambam writes, we assume it is a minhag neviim, and therefore no bracha, which is in fact the way Shulchan Aruch paskins, and certainly the way in which we act. We do not recite a bracha on this. What exactly do we do? So the Gemara says that Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok would take the Arava and chabit v'lo barich, right? That he wouldn't make a bracha, but he would be chabit. What does it mean chabit? So there's a machlokes between Rashi and the Rambam. Rashi actually says the minhag is that what he would do is he would shake it, whereas Rambam says no, chabit means literally he would hit it. He would hit it, and that's what we should do, says the Rambam. Hit it on either the floor or on a vessel or something, 1 or 3 times. The Rambam writes, and that's the way Shulchan Aruch rules, is that one should hit it 1 or 3 times. The Ramah though says that we should hit it in like the Rambam writes, but also in deference to Rashi's opinion, we should also shake it first, and that's why Ashkenazim have the practice that first we shake it, we do the non-nuim as Rashi explains, and then we hit it like the Rambam suggests. In terms of how many, so the Rambam writes 1 or 3 times. Many do have the practice even of doing it 5 times. Now, why do we do this all? What is this symbolism? So the Zohar says that there's that the hitting of the Arava is a ritual of atonement, that since Hoshana Rabbah is the final day, according to everyone, of judgment and forgiveness of the Yom Noraim, and so beating the branches of the Aravos symbolizes and somehow perhaps brings about a sweetening of the din min hashamayim, and that's the reasoning behind this according to the Zohar. Rav Avadia Yosef explains on that based off that Zohar also that since the Aravos symbolize the mouth, that by beating the Aravos, we are davening that Hashem should close the mouths of the prosecuting angels, and therefore also relating to the day of Hoshana Rabbah being a Yom Hadin, that beating the Aravos are a form of tefillah for a good din, a good kvittel to all, and have a wonderful Yom Tov.